Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Phoning It In. I'm Michael Carvelli, joined by John Terry and Michael Terry. You are not seeing double. We have the twins on the show today. Michael filling in for Nick. How's it going, man?
Going well. Thanks for having me. This way I don't have to be anxious about the episode not coming out because I am here.
You're hearing it live.
Yeah, it's a bummer because like I as you guys know, Wednesday mornings I get out of bed and the first thing I like to do is listen to the podcast. So I won't.
Wow, did you sense that jab? The first thing he likes to do.
Here's the thing about it, John. We invite this piece of shit onto our show.
You cuss first, just for the record.
I know. I tried not to. You
hear that, Donna? Yep.
I was about to go worse, and then I didn't. We invite him to our show.
What word were you gonna say?
Don't worry about it.
No. What letter does it start with?
I was gonna go with the MF word.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I've been called that before. So
yeah, I know. I felt it was a little too hot for like a jokey bit that I'm doing. We invite him onto our show because we need someone. We know everybody loves the two-man banter between us, but we're like, it's good to have that three-man magic every now and then. And the first thing he does is talk about just little complaints.
No, I do genuinely like it. I mean, you should take it as a compliment that, you know, the last couple Wednesdays, I wake up and it says, oh, it's premiering at 10 a.m. And I'm like, what, 10 a.m.? Like, what are we doing?
Well, like I said, with YouTube, that makes more sense.
No, I know. I did just think of a good future episode idea, though.
Oh, yeah?
Let's hear it. We need those.
What'd you say, John?
We need those. We've been doing enough of these. We're running out of ideas.
You bring me on, and you bring the famed Donna on, and we do some trivia. And or you could, maybe, I don't know if you could bring on a Pat from Jacksonville or whoever, and we could do a trivia among dedicated listeners.
Wow.
I'm saying going way back. I've listened to every episode.
So we were actually going to do that with Cody when he the
next time he shows up.
Yeah, we were going to quiz him on what we had talked about, but we never did.
Yeah.
I think if we do that the next time he comes on, I think we do that, but like every question we ask, none of it actually happened.
Like, who got bit by a snake in the last month?
Who got bit by a spider during an episode?
Yeah.
Just see if he's like, I don't think this is a thing.
You could ask like, hey, do we know the sex of Nick's twins? You know.
Yo, wouldn't that be funny if he was actually having twins and didn't tell us?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. That would be exciting.
It would be exciting, yeah.
I would feel very bad for
Yeah,
him.
that's the thing. I do feel bad for people who like birth twins because, like, I mean, what a pain in the ass, you know?
Yeah,
not only is it expensive.
It suck too. Like,
God.
I've never met one set of twins that I would like enjoy.
That would just not be, I don't know, wouldn't be great. So anyways, exciting week this week.
It's the best week of the year.
Other than the fact that we got 3 inches of snow after it being 60 degrees.
Whatever.
It's
that's
still
fine.
the best week of the year. It will melt. It's almost melted. It is a great week. It's a sad week for me because this is typically when we enact our 1 year tradition,
right? And
we go somewhere. And I think, when we canceled last year, everyone was like, oh, that's fine. We'll go next year. And then 2022 gets wiped out, or 2021, whatever the fuck year it is, gets wiped out. And now we have to wait another year. It's just so sad. It's so sad.
All it's going to do is make it great when it comes together.
Make March great again, God damn it. But I want to get a shirt, Make March Great Again.
Don't do that.
Okay.
I don't think you should.
Bad idea. Okay, so it kind of does suck though. And maybe we want to go international before coming back to March maybe. I am a little bummed too because I'm traveling. I'm going to Austria.
You are.
And
you guys will both be out of the country when
Michael's going to Sweden. Yeah. I'm going to Austria. There are a couple of reasons that is unfortunate. One, because everything's shut down, we can't even like go meet up in England and go watch soccer games after we're done. Our travel dates are literally the exact same. Big bummer. Number 2, watching basketball is going to have to take place between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. while still doing the jobs that we are over there to do. There is a good part though, is if for whatever reason, COVID wasn't a thing, I'd be really sad had I been missing March 2021 and not there for this. Like that would have been depressing.
Would you have, and I guess you would have been here, but let's say in a non-COVID world, all right, you take this new job, right? And they say, hey, we got a tournament the week, first, second rounds, March Madness. Do you like play sick? What do you do?
Oh, no. I mean, I do my job. I would probably I think what I would have done, honestly, is I would have tried to get the crew to do March on another, like either conference championship weekend or Sweet 16 Elite 8 weekend. Cause the FOMO, man, like I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. It would have been brutal.
Conference championship weekend. I know you guys like the first and second rounds, and that's all good. Conference championship weekend, I've gone to Vegas for that before. Also outstanding. You just get now you really got to start it like on a Thursday. You could do like a Thursday to a Sunday.
That's what we do anyway.
Well, that's literally what the NCAA tournament is.
So there you go. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. So that's another option for you. Down the line.
I mean, why? Here's the thing.
You could do
March 2022, we will have been 2 years without. Why not both?
Take off Thursday through a Monday.
We can all work remote now.
I like that. That's a good idea.
We can all work remote now. Let's go to a city, get a really nice Airbnb, hopefully with good internet so we can all work when we have to. Conference championship week all the way through to the first and second rounds.
The whole week. You're talking like a 14-day vacay.
No, you go from like Wednesday night.
It'd be like Thursday, the one Wednesday. It'd be an extra week.
You could even
a week and a half.
Get out of town on Sunday if you got to. Get out of town on Sunday of like Sunday night, of the first and second rounds. You'd be fine. You'd miss a game or two.
Or we do Vegas for conference championships, go back to our homesteads and then relocate.
What you could do is go Vegas for conference championships and then rent an RV and road trip that week, right, to somewhere else, like Pocatello, Idaho or something. I heard you guys talking about that last week. Cody, Wyoming.
I like it.
I don't know. I'm so pumped though. God, such a great week, and nothing is normal, and everything sucks. But March, man, like when I'm able to bet on it this year, which is even more exciting. I've put so many parlays in. I'm ready to go.
I was gonna say you're doing your betting now, which is good because you can't do your betting after you get to Australia.
Well, that's why I have a phone and a wife. So.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point. But yeah, I don't know. It is great. It's it's a little bittersweet because we aren't all hanging out together. But as we've talked about so many times, we're able to replicate the experience the best way we can, which is all that matters. Like we're going to be doing the same thing we did for election night all together and get a bunch of people in to watch games and have fun, have some drinks, food. It'll basically be like, not at all like we're together, but kind of like we're together.
Way less stressful than election night, probably.
No, less stressful.
You're not going to be with us at 9:50 Eastern time on Friday when WVU's playing, though.
No, yep, I'll be somewhere over the Atlantic probably, but
when it's like when WVU is down 2 with 3 minutes left against a 14 seed.
That's a good point. John, when do you travel on Friday?
No, I travel Saturday, so it actually works out nicely because I'm just going to stay up for all the games on Friday and then get very minimal sleep on Friday night, and then I have a 5-hour layover in Dulles that I'm going to stay up for. And then I'll be passed out on this overnight flight. So I'm Saturday night into Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. So
nice.
You'll miss the Saturday games.
I'll miss the Saturday night games. Yeah, I'll be able to watch the Saturday morning, early afternoon games from the airport. But the Saturday night games, I will be out.
Now,
which is interesting because in some of my parlays, the last leg was like a Saturday night. And I was like,
Ooh.
this is dumb because if I'm going into this, like, I'm not even going to be able to look it up until I get to like Wi-Fi. So I don't know. It could be an anxious flight. We'll see.
I had a friend text me today that March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month. And I saw a stat on Twitter today. It was looking at like the month of February and the amount of money that the state of New Jersey made. 20% of their profit was made off parlays, whereas like most other sports were like 5% or 6% on straight bets.
Yeah.
Parlay is really not a good idea.
Oh no, they're a terrible idea. But in our tradition of March, what we did, and this was back when only one of us, I don't want to call out names, was betting because it wasn't really legal.
Well, no, it's the same as it was. It's the same as it is now for him.
Is it? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to call. I don't want to say who it is.
Nick was betting. We've talked about it.
So we would place like a parlay or two every night, every day, right?
We would
have
do
a realistic one, and then a
mayhem,
batshit crazy mayhem. Yeah, mayhem one. Oh,
so we would have like basically all like we'd have a couple like realistic winners, but then we'd do like a 14, a 12, like just ridiculous.
But it honestly made the tournament so much fun because I don't know if you remember this, but 2 years ago, the tournament was horrible. Like there were no close games, and there were so many spreads that were so close that we had money on. Like Yale backdoor covered at like 12.5, and we were going wild.
I remember that.
There was like a layup with like 3 seconds left.
I'm glad that you brought that up because the other day I was watching a video that was like highlights of every game from that 2019 tournament. And I remember us going crazy for Yale LSU. And then I saw the highlights, and the highlights were all like LSU winning by 15. And I was like, why did we care so much about this game when they were getting blown out? And then it clicked that we had
the line was 14.5 probably.
Yeah.
But it made it so much more fun because we had so many more things to cheer for. It was great.
Right. Yeah, because that is the nice thing. Like in addition to just whoever we all pick in our pools, or like the pool that we're doing for our title belt, as John is doing other things.
I'm not doing other things. I was just turning on the hockey game.
You're on video. You're on video when you do.
Look, my TV turned off. I muted myself, and because I have two remotes that look the same to the same two TVs, the power button doesn't work. So I have to tell the TV to turn on, or else both of them turn on.
Right.
But if I have one TV on and one TV off, then I can't. It would just be a problem.
Right.
Two TV props, man.
I mean, a professional broadcaster would like turn off the TV for a half hour, but like it's fine. It's whatever.
No, I don't do that.
It's off. It's off.
Mine is as well.
Mine, I have two TVs on. I'm making up for you guys.
Wow. But yes, I don't know. Where were we before you interrupted us?
March, man. We're talking about March.
Are you guys having a hard? How have you done filling out your bracket this year?
So tough, right? I didn't watch a whole lot of college basketball games. Just like between like moving and being so busy with work in January and February, like I don't know a whole lot. I did watch a good bit of conference championship games, so I'm basing a lot of my decisions off that. But yeah, I'm not there. So like I'm looking at like what analysts are saying and all that sort of stuff and like guessing, which is how I've done it the last few years, but it's tough, man. You know when you like fill out a bracket and in the end you just have like 2 1 seeds and 2 2 seeds and you're like, yeah, I did something wrong here. I mean, that's how I feel.
I went through, because a lot of my stuff up until today, I had been only looking at the first round because of like the thing that we do where we pick our first round and we do our confidence points and stuff. So I hadn't looked further than that. And I just kind of like ran through it before we recorded today. And I was like, at one point I had all 4 1 seeds in the final 4. And I was like, nope. Okay. We're going to restart it. I cleared the whole thing out and I started over.
But like, here's my thing though. If you're in like a pool and I don't like, I have not done nearly as many pools as you guys, cause I haven't been allowed to.
Right.
But
wink. Wink.
No, I honestly haven't done many
I know,
pools.
I'm
Like I that's why I feel like I'm probably not as good at this.
That's why you're gonna win.
Also, I just for the record, I had the under in this Colorado Anaheim game, under 5.5, and it's been 3 minutes and 2 goals have been scored. Not great.
Good.
Not a great decision. Anyways, so oh yeah, like I, I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I
Michael
saying?
Terry, how about you? Since John's focusing on this
Honestly,
game,
I have not really looked at it a whole lot. I watched a good amount last weekend, and I kind of paid attention throughout the year. And I got a couple friends out here that are really into college basketball, so that helps. But I haven't looked at it a whole lot. I've blocked off some time on my calendar tomorrow to try to spend a couple hours and really do some research. But I'm very much a numbers guy, so what I will do is look at like all the I'll use like 538. I try to like keep it very simple. I'll look at like a lot of like the bet versus money percentages to try to figure out like how lines are skewed.
But like, here's the thing though, if you're doing that, why wouldn't, like, if you're a numbers guy, okay, the probability of the higher seed to win is it like always pick the favorite.
I think I've probably had the number 1 seeds all in my Final Four the last couple of years.
That's where I was getting. Like, why wouldn't you just pick the higher seeds? Because I feel like the probabilities, especially these pools that like require you to get points per round.
Well, sometimes it's a matchup thing, right? Like in Arkansas, right? That's got a higher octane offense. Like that might be more advantageous over, a Yale, for example. I know they're not in the tournament this year, but you get the point. So that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, usually it's like, that's usually how mine looks. I'm in kind of a weird pool where I don't have to like fill out a bracket. I pick each matchup each week really. So like it's not as important. I can kind of look at each individual matchup and kind of see how I feel.
gotcha.
Carvelli, you like probably follow college basketball more than either of us.
Typically,
So it shocked me when you said you were having like some difficulty with it.
yeah, I follow it a lot, but also this year, just because of everything being weird, I also went through like a month-ish stretch where I just like didn't watch any. Like I would watch WVU and that was pretty much it. Which is probably why as I look at my bracket, I'm very high on the Big 12.
Interesting.
But I don't know. I also think that there are no real, like there have been 2 standout teams in my mind this year. Like I think Gonzaga has been great, and I think Baylor has been pretty great most of the year, even though they've also feel like they've paused their season 80 times.
Right.
There could be an advantage though. Think about it. If you took 2 weeks off and then, you
get those antibodies too.
Tournament.
Depends when that outbreak was, right? That's the other interesting thing. And we've talked about this with ours is like the COVID part of all of this. Like what you guys saw the news today about the referees that got sent home. And like there were five referees, I think, that like went at 6. That
guy and Mr. Valentine.
It's just like, yeah, well, I don't know any of the referees, but like, I mean, that's a real thing, guys. Like they're very serious about this. Like, I wonder, it's not if a team is going to go home. I think it's going to be how many go home because of this. And like, what are the effects of that and how are brackets going to handle it? Similar to like fantasy sports, like NFL had to figure out how to like do postpone games. What are these bracket challenges going to do?
All right. What would you set the over under at? For both of you, what would you set the over-under at for number of teams who have to withdraw from now to the end of the tournament?
I'd probably say 2.
I would set it at
mine is 4.5.
I would set it at 3.5.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm fascinated by like and it hasn't happened yet, but the way that they have done it this year, where like the first 4 out are on standby.
Yeah.
But
that's until the first round starts.
Right,
I mean, what happens when we're in the Sweet 16?
I'm getting to a point here. I obviously don't want to see it happen because I do not want to see any of these teams that have made the tournament like be knocked out because of this. I would much rather them all be fine. But I would kind of love to see a world where one of these first 4 teams that are out get plugged in and they make a run to like the Elite 8.
It'd be awesome.
That would be so cool. I would be that team's biggest fan for the tournament.
When do teams start arriving in Indianapolis?
They already have.
I was going to say it should be already.
So I think it's going to be interesting because the next like probably 24 to 48 hours we'll probably start learning of when teams get pop positives, and I'm also curious too of like how much contact tracing is going to happen, right? Like, are they just going to like eliminate teams, or are they actually going to contact trace and eliminate players on teams? Because I think it's fascinating, once they're all in Indianapolis, they're wearing those bracelets. That is going, at least when they're outside of their room, they're wearing these bracelets, which I think is going to allow the NCAA quite a bit to not have to basically just cancel the team and send them home. I think they're going to be able to basically send players home because they're going to be able to tell who is within 6 feet for what period of time or whatever. But prior to that, man, like it just seems like they're sending people home, which is crazy. So
I mean, think about this, like a Final Four team, you know, you could have a scenario where you've got 4 teams, one of them pops a positive, which once you get further into the bubble, it's more unlikely, but it could happen. I mean, John knows, right? And I've done this, like there are people inside the bubble that are not inside the bubble.
Yeah, and I don't think the NCAA bubble is like we're not talking like the NBA bubble here. We're talking more of like a controlled environment where they try to mitigate as much risk as possible, but it's not like you can't come in, you can't go out.
But you could have a Final Four team, and I think with the bracelets, and I know the product you're talking about, I think that could really help them say, okay, we don't have to cancel the game. Final Four game gets canceled. How much money in television ad revenue does that cost?
They're not canceling a Final Four game. They'll let someone with COVID play. They'll hide a test.
They are having fans as well
For Final Four.
I think for the whole, is it just for the Final Four or is it for the?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it's the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah. It looks like it's for the whole tournament.
The fan piece actually doesn't.
Only 25% capacity, but still, it's an indoor place.
Yeah.
The scary things are like bus drivers, like food, anything involving food, like housekeeping. It's gonna like the one-off stadium security person who is guarding the locker room gets COVID. It's those one-offs that's like the danger to the environment. Like. And then not, I don't know how often they're testing, admittedly.
And now the fans.
Any of this, but like, well, the fans are going to be far enough away that like the fans shouldn't really interact with them. Like the bigger fear is like if one person pops a positive, being able to understand like, okay, where did they get it from and containing that outbreak. Yeah.
Well, I guess what I am thinking of is like, we look back to the beginning of all of this last March, right? And obviously they weren't distancing. It wasn't 25% capacity for some of these tournaments and stuff, but there were some of those mid-major tournaments where a person who was in the stands got it and it kind of ended up passing to a bunch of people that were in the arena, including some of the teams.
Yeah. I mean,
obviously it's a much more
like,
controlled environment now, so it shouldn't be a worry. But.
Yeah. And I think that's true. And also like just the chance of that happening is slim. And like, I think we know so much more about the virus now than we did a year ago, right? Like someone breathing in the upper deck, if they have COVID, probably by the time those particles reach whoever they reach on the floor.
If they breathe around a security person who's in their section, and then that security person meets with the security person who is near the teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where it comes down to like I don't know their processes, but like how we've been doing it is like anyone inside in anywhere near any of the participants is not going to come in contact with anyone that's near the public. So I don't know. It's fascinating. It's gonna be interesting. Y'all's numbers are high, 4.5 and 3.5. Like that's.
I don't think that's that high.
Man. You're
saying 2 and I'm saying 3 or 4. That's not like
I don't know. Like I thought like 2 was kind of high. I thought like 1 maybe. But
I don't know. I do think I would like to think that if they get 2, or I guess maybe even past the first round, because if they're only there for a couple days, who knows? Like it could, someone could have caught it when they were on campus, on Selection Sunday, and then
Right. Those entry tests are going to tell everything, and they have a pretty good.
But they're
entry
not going to show everything.
But they're testing every day. They're testing every day for 7 days, I believe. So
Yeah.
like they'll be able to catch most likely something and be able to isolate it. Hopefully, I don't know. It's fascinating. I can't wait until we don't have to deal with this crap anymore.
I know.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
We really are.
You know, can we talk about something else? And this isn't on our list, but like I see like on Twitter and Facebook, and I was texting with Carvelli about this last night, but I see so many random people.
Yeah. Yes.
Like how? Like I just I don't know. I see so many random people, and I think of how fucked up is our system that like people are perusing on like Walmart's website and Walgreens website. Like I'm in this group in it's like Chicago Vaccine Finders because I want to like know if there's like random doses somewhere. And then these people who are like, yeah, I've been on the CVS website like all day trying to get a second dose. Like I'm searching for my grandmother who's 85. And then you see on Instagram some like 18-year-old influencer got
They're
hit
trying
up.
to get it. They're searching for a second dose.
Yeah. So in Illinois, like they're not scheduling people or something. It's super weird. I was shocked by this.
That is odd.
So, okay, hold on. I think it's important to say this. I don't want to speak for you, John. It's not like vaccine shaming. Dude, if someone can get the vaccine,
no.
For you,
it's more of just like
I want you to get the shot. And like, but yeah, I've had the same thing where I'm like, wait a second. Like I was talking to someone today and he's like, yeah, I'm getting the vaccine on Saturday. And I'm like, you're 30 years old. Like, I mean, it's all good, like good for you. But like, it's almost like, am I doing something wrong? Like I haven't gotten it yet. Like, am I doing something wrong that I haven't?
And like, I don't want to judge people because like maybe someone who I thought was super healthy is in like 1B or 1C and like they need to get this vaccine for whatever health reason, whatever. And I'm not going to fault anyone who, like you said, who's gotten the vaccine and like, dude, by all means, get the fucking vaccine. But how screwed up is our system? Like we're a year into this. We've known for literally guys, a year that a vaccine was going to solve this thing. And people are like looking on Walmart's website to get a vaccine, you know? Like I know someone in Atlanta who's literally calling Walmart's at like the end of the day to see if they have any leftover vaccines.
Who
like
could that be?
We're the United States of fucking America. What is this?
Walmart, baby.
It's so, and that's, I wouldn't even know when you were telling me about those like groups and stuff. This is how, like, I just went through and you know, I've signed up for like the DHHR site and stuff like that.
Notified
like,
if
I would have never even thought to just like start calling pharmacies. I don't know why that like never would have crossed my mind.
I also am like depressed because it feels like you see all these young people in like other states getting the vaccine and like Illinois just feels like they're so far behind. And it's like literally the other day I was on Michigan's website, like figuring out like, would it be possible to go get the vaccine in Michigan?
Yeah.
Like, and the crazy thing too is like we have in like Southern Illinois, because I was on the website today looking at all the Walgreens and grocery stores who have like extra doses of the vaccine, and there are tons of extra doses in Southern Illinois. I would totally drive down there, pay for a hotel for like the night before and the night after, so like side effects, and drive back to get this fucking vaccine. But they're just it like you can't get it. I'm frustrated. I'm super frustrated. I have major FOMO. I just want this goddamn shot. Like, what the fuck, guys? Because here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get like a year. What is it? March now. We're gonna get to like May. I'm gonna be like weeks away from getting this vaccine, and I'm gonna get COVID. It's totally gonna happen. I'm gonna get so close. I've been so careful, and I'm gonna get COVID.
You're gonna be able to get it before May.
And here's the other thing.
I don't think so. I Illinois, man. Like I don't know. I just
Illinois so bad.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because more people here are taking advantage of the vaccine. If Chicago is super big, like I don't know the answer. I have no idea. Like we have a fairly competent. Like it's not like we're at the bottom of the charts on like vaccinations or anything like that.
May 1st, Joey B said you'd be able to get it May 1st. So
I mean, geez.
Here's like first off, I don't think you'll get it for the same like
COVID, not the vaccine. I hope
Yeah,
I'll get the
obviously,
vaccine.
I don't think you'll get COVID. You will obviously get a chance to get the vaccine. Like, I think you're doing everything you're supposed to do. I mean, you've had to travel for work, but like, you're being good. You're testing all the time when you go for work and stuff like that. You'll be fine. And it's like the same thing I've heard, like, because I've had a few friends who have gotten the shot and they have felt guilty after getting the shot because they got it. And it's like, no, don't. So many reasons don't.
Get the shot. Get the
Like,
shot.
first off, especially if you've been like good about it for this whole year.
That's the other thing that makes me mad is these people who are like COVID deniers, and you see it on Facebook, and you're not friends with them, but you're Facebook friends with them. And they're like big COVID deniers, like, you know, socialists are taking over, masks won't do anything. And then they got the vaccine. And, you know, most likely they only got the vaccine because they're obese and they qualify. But like, what the hell? Like, just like,
little do they know they're getting a chip in their arm. Bill Gates is going to be able to track them.
Yeah, that's how they get them.
But how frustrating is that? Like, someone who's been so careful,
well,
and you can't say that it's a hoax and then go take a vaccine from someone who's been taking it seriously.
I hate when people who are like, yeah, I do hate that. But also, I'm also like, at least they got it.
We need those people to get the vaccine.
Yeah, like we especially need those people to get it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's just I'm frustrated.
My whole thing is more of like, don't feel guilty if you get it.
No, absolutely not. No one should feel guilty by getting the vaccine. If you can get the vaccine, good for you. Like, I'm jealous, but like, don't feel guilty, man. It's great. Go get it.
Totally. I'm still gonna feel left out and jealous and wondering why our system is so messed up.
That's my
thing. That it's going like this. Like, guys, we had a year to figure out how we were going to distribute this vaccine.
Yeah, but we wasted approximately 9 months of it. So.
Yeah.
Still, whatever. You get my point, though. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I mean, look, here's the deal. The bottom line is this. We need more people to get the vaccine. People are going to be able to get the vaccine. And, I mean, not to get, you know, political here, but I'm a guest, so I can. What we've been seeing with the vaccines is really indicative of what we've also seen with, you know, a lot of the other elements of this pandemic, right? The financial inequities, job security, that sort of thing. It's the same thing with the vaccine. I mean, there's a reason that Instagram influencers are getting the vaccine and folks down the street aren't. Like that, I mean, it's a thing. And I think that it's just another reminder of the inequities here and, you know, how the system is broken.
But so here's my thing, at least, and then we can be done with this because I know we're getting up on time here, but at least at the beginning of the vaccine rollout, it was like all the healthcare workers and people who work in hospitals and like first responders and like, yeah, I felt like it was people who have like sacrificed a lot, right? And now it's like some rando. It's just getting the vaccine. Like, literally, they post their little picture, their stupid little card. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how did you get it? Like, how?
They hustled.
Fuck.
They hustled. It's all about
hustle and grind.
Like career guy versus job guy. They're career guys.
That's exactly it.
It's ridiculous. I'm grumpy.
Listen, we aren't going to let this ruin the best week of the year.
The best week of the year. Damn right.
Best week of the year.
I think
nothing is taking me down this week.
Is it the best week of the year?
Yes.
I mean, you guys know me here, but like, I think
Michael, no one cares about World Figure Skating Championships.
No, I was going to say I was going to say I think my favorite. I like March Madness a lot. Okay, March Madness is great.
It's the best 4 days of the year.
College football weekend is also great.
I
also love. I mean, you're going to give me some crap for this.
You can say shit.
every 4 years, election night, that is a pretty good week.
But
No,
that's not the best week of the year.
And well, this year it was a week, but
That's the best
the
day
anxiety,
over 4 years.
the anxiety that comes along with that crap. No thanks,
We're
dude.
going on a year-by-year basis.
Do you remember how nervous you were back in November? Like for a whole week.
Think about all of the all the
No
things.
sleep.
Yeah.
It was great though.
It was great. Would you say it was the best week of the year if the Orange Man had won? Probably not.
All right.
I do think it's the best week of the year.
College basketball, March Madness.
I mean, for me, this year it's been even better because with all the way that everything kind of got pushed back due to all the pandemic stuff, this week somehow also, in addition to Selection Sunday and the opening week, I had Oscar nominations this week.
You love your Oscar nominations.
It's movie season.
I'm not gonna lie. You were like texting me about these, and I hadn't heard of the movies, and I didn't even know the Oscars were on. So the Grammys were on Sunday night. I was like,
yes.
oh, this. I turned it on, and I was like, this is what Carvelli's excited about. And it took me like half the show to realize that you were talking about movies, not music.
And I wasn't even talking about the award show. I was talking about the nominations.
I know. I figured all of that out. I was so confused. I did not understand.
My predictions were great though. I was like 77% on my predictions for this year, so that's great.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you will also, yeah. I mean, how many movies are you up to? What's your movie total? It's
Like
March
for this year?
16th. Yeah, it's March 16th. It's been what, 28, 59, 69, 75 days.
75 days. Oh, Jesus. 86.
86 movies in 75 days. Incredible, man.
20 from 2021.
That's incredible. You have averaged a new movie every 3 days. That's incredible.
No, I average more than one every day.
Yeah, no, sorry, a new movie. Like I mean, like a 2021 release. Yeah. Dude, Michael. Sometimes when we're like bored and we don't have anything to do, I will literally text Carvelli like, "Hey, man, like looking for a movie."
I've done that before.
It's incredible. It's like an encyclopedia of knowledge.
The other night on Friday, we ended up watching this horrible movie. But I told Jenny, I said, "Hey, we should."
What was it?
Carvelli. I don't know. It was something Jenny wanted to watch. It was a chick flick.
I watched John's 27 Dresses the other day.
No, it was a girl. It was about a girl who's got like some kind of high school romance. It's a 3-part series.
I know. I just watched the most recent one too.
I mean, it was.
What's it called? Wait, what's it called? What's it called?
Is it like that To All the Boys or whatever?
To all the.
I think it's To All the Boys. Is the series name? It's a Netflix series.
What's that movie called?
Can you not mute yourself? I mean, are you serious?
He's not a professional like us.
No, he's not. He's not.
I mean, also you have no room to talk about professionalism during a broadcast.
What do you mean? Why not?
How's that game going?
To All the Boys I Never Loved.
Yeah, that.
To All the Boys that
currently well done. There are 3 of them. Like
they're not well done. They're not well done.
Well,
they're pretty bad.
There's a story. There's a.
I watch it along. So there's a
happy ending. You know. Well,
yeah,
actually,
there's a podcast I listen to that does like commentary tracks of movies, and they just like watch crappy movies like that and make fun of them the whole time. And so that's like the only reason I've been watching them is because I watch along with that.
I mean, look, here's the deal. Like, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever watched, but it was like the most predictable thing in the world.
Well, enter chick flick stage right.
Yeah. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't great, but I suggested we call Mr. Carvelli and ask for a suggestion on the movie.
Whenever.
Here's the thing that I like about his suggestions is I think when you watch your own movies, like you get stuck into like your own thing. So when someone else tells you to watch a movie, it's most likely going to be different than maybe something you'd watch or you wouldn't pick. And while I'll typically ask him like, hey, I'm looking for something funny, I know that if he watches it, 1, he can't make fun of me for watching it. And 2, it's got to be at least decent.
I don't honestly like intend to make fun of you for watching it.
No, I know. I joke.
I do think it's ridiculous that you think stuff like 27 Dresses and Maid of Honor are like the best rom-coms ever.
That's not true.
That's just absurd.
I haven't said they're the best. I don't like 27 Dresses. I said it's my favorite just because I like the plot and I like the movie. Right. It's not the best. I think there's a difference. But anyways,
But yeah, so that's it.
no chick flicks this week, only basketball.
No chick flicks, just basketball. That's the motto.
That's nice.
Gonna get that on a shirt.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to get to before we wrap it up?
No, that's good. Thank you for joining us, Michael.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Good time. I'm looking forward to. Thank you for inviting me to the March Madness virtual celebration next week. It'll be really good.
Of course.
I was texting with or emailing, I think, with Michael earlier that we're in like a bubble, like a closed bubble. So it'll be really nice to have some human interaction. And actually, the more I think about it, I mean, I should really be able to watch like all these games. Like we don't really get going until like Wednesday. So, I mean, I got to sleep on the plane. If I can sleep on the plane, I'll be good. But you know, it should be good. Well, I'm excited for it. No alcohol in the bubble though. So that'll be unfortunate. But we'll figure it out. We'll bring some some Gatorade powder or something. We'll be celebrating.
I like it.
It'll be good.
All right. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks Michael Terry for hanging out with us. Be sure to check out the show on whatever podcast app you listen to. Check us out on YouTube if you watch us there. Give us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast apps. And John, can you stop watching hockey long enough to tell people where to follow us on social?
So here's the thing about this hockey game. It's kind of interesting. There were now 4 goals scored in the first period. So it's not looking good. But people can find us at Phoning It In Pod on social media. That would be Twitter and Facebook. Or you can send us an email. Carvelli will check it. He promises. Phoning It In Podcast at gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail, which Carvelli will also check.
Eventually.
304 eventually.
I've done that before.
304-627-1889. I think the other thing to note here is please leave us a review. 5 stars goes a long way. It's been a while. We'll read it on air.
I will admit, do you know for a fact that it's been a while?
No, I don't. I'm just assuming.
Okay, because I haven't looked in a long time.
But leave us one, like if you're listening to this and if you're listening to this at this point, like we've done 170 of these.
This
episodes.
is 170.
170. Wow, I guessed right. So if you've made it through 170 episodes, why haven't you left us a review? Like think about that. Like you've wasted so much of your time. It's not going to waste any more time to leave us a review. There was just a 5th goal, by the way, so I've lost my bet.
Good.
So please leave us a review, a 5-star rating, please and thank you.
That's right. And as always, a shout out to Miguel Silva-Leon for our theme song. Check out Saving Miles Lemon on Spotify or Apple Music. And with that, that's all we have for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.